Yo, yo, yo. Let's get the last stream of the week going. So, we have slowly but surely been moving on to focusing more on the visuals of the water. And while doing so, I noticed a little bit of a artifact related to the outlines when the character is like, let me do this and I can show it much easier. So we found an issue concerning, so when we have transparent objects, that are going to alter whatever is displayed behind them. It can be anything from distortion to blurring. Well, so we noticed that first of all we have one problem concerning the outlines. So let's see if we can make them work. Bam, there we go. The outlines overlapping a transparent surface like this leads to something that looks like this. So we lose half the outline. That's something we want to fix. And it has to do with the depth check. So when we render this one and we check it against the outline has the old depth, so it's actually behind the water, and that's why we're removing it. We can probably make this work by adjusting the depth, or write the outline depth to the depth texture. There might exist some other ways around it as well. We're gonna have to do some experimenting. But while we were checking this one out, I also noticed that, so here we do a blur, and we can see here that anything underneath the surface is very much blurred, and that is good. But we can also see here, I don't know how good it comes through on the stream, but let's see, we can check here that if we do 0, so we do 0 blurring, and we can see here the leg is above the surface, so it shouldn't be blurred, but I think we can see some tiny artifact here. Yeah, maybe it's not extremely visible on stream, but if we do this instead, let me do this, and let's walk to around here, I think, and then we can zoom down a bit, because it's much more visible when we're working with a white pixels. So take a look at this one here now. So the thing under the water surface should be blurred, the one above should not. And if we start blurring here, we can see that we get a little bit, it's very tiny, but we do still get a tiny bit of blur artifact here. And I wonder, we can try and remove it, but like, it's so tiny right now, so it's not that big of a deal, but would really like to get rid of it. I think it's even more visible if we do this. Yeah, it is. and then we do 1, 2. Here you can see. So you can see the blurring here, which sucks. And I'm pretty sure it has to do with, or at the end of last stream, we noticed a connection to the MSAA, which I found out to be quite weird because I thought this was a post-processing effect and we're doing the blurring here before the post-process. But if we disable it, or actually not HDR, sorry about that. If we disable it, then we only get blur beneath the surface and no artifact whatsoever above. And this is beautiful, and this is pretty much what we want, but we do want the aliasing as well. And if we take a look at the frame debugger, and we look at render scene color dependent objects pre-pass, here we have something that is resolve AA, and I'm wondering if this one, resolve anti-aliasing, I'm wondering if this one does something we don't want to do. So if we disable frame debug and we disable MSAA and we enable this one again, we go to this one, yeah, this time around, this time around we don't have any resolve anti-aliasing, so it's definitely the resolve AA that fucks it up for us, which is very unfortunate. So now it's a question of how do we get around this. Render texture resolve AA. I think we had I think we have resolve anti-aliased surface. This one forces an anti-aliased render texture to be resolved. Not exactly what we want. Anti-aliasing. The anti-aliasing of this. So we can choose 1, 2, 4, or 8. So I think this is multi-sample anti-aliasing in the render texture. Anti-aliasing value indicates the number of samples per pixel. Yeah, so we could hopefully set anti-aliasing to 1. But render texture descriptor, that's what we're gonna have to change. Auto generate MIPS. If true, an MSAA sample. Is it the MSA? Ah, fuck yeah, this one. So I think we can do MSAA samples is equal to 1. So this one is 1 now. Let's see if we can, if resolve AA is gets removed. We don't have any change here right now. I wonder if we probably want to restart it. Definitely want to get to the bottom of this error as well. And then we want to do let's go with 0 and let's start kernel size 1. we can already see, we can see the artifacts here quite clearly. So I guess if we do frame debug and we do enable and we check, yeah, we still have resolve AA, so we might want to do bind ms. If true and MSAA sample is greater than 1, the render will not be resolved by default. If true, and this one is greater than 1, but we set this one to 1, so it's not greater than 1. But once again, I need to check one thing. If we do... We still have it. Extremely weird or annoying. I want to disable render text resolve AA. Ooh. Ah. Let's see. And this seems to be a big problem. And this one we visited yesterday, I think. Hmm. Fuck resolve AA. What the fuck? The magic here is to use render texture instead of render target identifier. Resolve. It's all beautiful assets. Lightweight. Oh, how old is this one? I don't even know if I can use this one. But I don't get... Can we do it without... No, we want to do it with render texture. And all of these threads just lead to this GitHub 5 years ago. Yeah, the results are clearly out of hand. So I wonder how much would we have to mess this up to use render texture instead of... Fuck, but we want to use the command buffer pool blit render target identifier. Do we have a blit CMD? No. Maybe, just maybe, we can let this one slide for now, but I want to keep track of this. Like, I want to get rid of this artifact, but I'm probably gonna, like, some people refer to this as a bug, and although it hasn't been resolved for a number of years, but like, I wonder, will Unity 6 take care of it? Fucking wish it would. I put in a bug report, haven't gotten anything back. I know that we have a link to... Didn't we find a link to... debug report? Come on, why can't I seem to find... CoolerSK just asked the AI about it. Yo, what's up, by the way? Happy Friday. Would be very surprised if it could help me with this. CoolerSK asked ChatGPT, it knows a lot about math and programming. So I would probably ask it how to disable render texture .resolve AA in Unity. I would be very surprised if it gave me a good result. Yo, what's up, Harukanan? You only need to disclose where John Connor is located to get the answers. I have no idea if that is a reference to something. Force an anti-alias render texture to be solved. Fucking hate this. Bind texture MS. Do we have something on bind texture? What if we do bind MS to true and MSA sample is greater than 1? If true and MSA sample is greater than 1, the render will not be resolved by default. Okay, this should be it. You don't know who John Connor is? No, I don't. Give 1 sec. Is it the kid in Terminator? I gotta be honest with you. I've only seen Terminator 1 once when I was a kid. I don't know. I'm never... not a big fan, not a big fan. Okay, let's try this. If this doesn't work, I'm not sure what would work. Oh, actually we have a multi-sample texture being bound to a non-multi-sampled sampler. Oh, yeah. A multi-sample texture being... He's a kid in the second one. The Terminator wants to kill his mom before he's born in the first movie. Okay. Oh yeah, that's why he's going back in time. Yeah, it's coming back to me right now. I'm not that young. I should know my Terminator references. Definitely. Temporary render texture rendered colors not found while executing. framework enable. Yes. Okay, what the fuck? So if we have this set up, we're not even able to get a temporary RT. It's because CMD, can we get render texture, set render target, RT. Cooler SK quote, back in my day people were concerned about nuclear Armageddon, unquote. Well, that's definitely back on the menu, I think. Now them younglings don't give a flying fidget spinner about it, even though it's still out there. That might be true. Like they've just accepted it. It might happen, it might not. Let's not worry about it. Okay, so if we do this, we aren't able to get an RT. In fact, this is what I hate. Every time I'm developing something with custom render features or whatever, we have, okay, so this one is what destroys it. You have problems like this. It feels like, even though we're working with an LTS, I think 21.2 is LTS, even though we're working with an LTS, I'm gonna assume, like, there's still some functions that are like half-assed. Like, why aren't we able to disable resolve AA manually? Like, I don't want to resolve anti-aliasing between two steps. First of all, it takes a lot of performance, and second of all, it visually degrades my result. Fucking hell, I'm tired. Like this smudge we get here, 100% thanks to resolve AA, and I don't know how to get rid of it. In every damn pass, render time, resolve AA. Can we get some timing on this one as well? Because I'm pretty sure it takes a lot of time. So to generate this image, resolve AA, I guess it does. Now let's take a look at this. If we change to 4, yeah, if we change to 4, if we change to 2, yeah, okay, so every time we do anything with the render texture here, it does resolve AA. I guess it does MSAA on it. That's insane. So when we just set this render target to, when we copy whatever result we have from camera and put it into this render texture, it does resolve AA, which does MSAA 8x. It's insane. It's insane. Maybe we should just continue without a MSAA. It's not too bad. We'll probably get quite a lot of... One sec. Oh yeah, this is because of the outlines, yeah. We haven't fixed that one just yet. Oh, by the way, cooler escape. Maybe we need another Tsar bomb nuclear test to remind people what those things can do. Please no. Fuck, if we go with... If we disable MSAA, I wonder if... I want to see... Do we get any performance gain? Yeah, we should get a performance gain, but I wonder how big. $221. It's not that big of a difference. Actually, now when I... It looks like the outlines looks better without MSAA, I think. Extremely thin though. I wonder though. Yeah, what the fuck? This resolve AA, it destroys my whole fucking pipeline. What the fuck? So I guess... Oh, it actually does resolve AA on the normal as well. So if we do enable and we do outlines data generation. Oh, maybe it doesn't. Okay. Or actually, maybe... Let's see here. This one is definitely not... Or one sec. If we do MSAA and we do... Yes, I think... Wow. Yeah, what the fuck? I think... Yeah, I think Resolve AA destroys... destroys everything outline related. Like, take a look at this. This, like, the outlines are way better without MSAA. Way better. I love that My early morning game dev chat has come to discussing nuclear bombs. Yeah, all the new bombs are fusion, right? So not as much of a dirty aftermath for the ones who survives the melting. Jesus, I want to continue without MSAA. This is so much nicer. I'm not even joking. What the fuck? Look at these outlines. Jesus. They're fucking great. Compared to... And these are thicker, definitely. I'm pretty sure the Resolve AA destroys the full pipeline. So if we could just get that one out of the way, that would be amazing. Because if we could get that one out of the way, we could disable anti-aliasing. We could disable anti-aliasing on the outlines data, but we enable it in the world. So if you take a look at the background, didn't even get that much better here. What am I missing? But let's see. Yes, we do the outlines. We work with the outlines like this. And then after we do this, oh fuck, it would be so nice. But I think I'm just gonna continue with it disabled actually. I'm gonna gain some performance and yeah, we'll see. The outlines definitely look better this way. Well, technically you need a fission reaction in order to light the fusion reaction, but the fusion reaction is so hot that it basically burns out the entire fission residues. Friday trivia. Lovely Friday trivia. Makes me improves my mood. And that was sarcasm, by the way. But I do appreciate the Friday trivia. Can we change? The only thing it's almost too thin now. Let's take a look. Outlines, kernel size 2. Ooh. Not really. I guess we can play around a little bit with the settings here. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Yeah. I'm gonna create an issue which mentions everything with Resolve AA. And I'm gonna see if we can, when Unity 6 gets released and we hopefully move this project from 21.2 to 6, maybe we have a little bit more to work with then. Maybe it's not that big of a problem then, I hope. But for now, let's just continue without MSAA. And I'm gonna do, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna duplicate this outlines material. We're gonna do one that works with MSAA and one that doesn't. And then, fuck, do I want to get rid of these just yet? No, I don't think so. But I want to rename this one. Let's see. And I want to remove this one. So we're going to rename this one Outlines Custom Material. And then we do Outlines Custom with MSAA. MSAA. So this is the one we use when we have MSAA installed, and this is the one we use when we have it disabled. I think that's good. Outlines custom material, yes. Because I want to find out what the best settings are now when we don't use MSAA anymore. Yeah, that would be a little bit more on the topic. Cooler SK. Let's see. Okay, so now we have. I want to figure out. If we then do kernel size 2, doesn't help too much actually. It helps in certain cases, but not all. And then we want to disable. We have something with a distance, based on the distance from camera. here we go. I still want this one actually, but not a big fan of the double, and it's a little bit too dark back here. Where do we have alpha based on? What the fuck? 0.5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5. Okay, we're getting closer. Although we also need to do 5, 6. Okay, way better. But then again, like we want this one to be affecting, maybe is it too much? Now this is pretty good. 20, let's go with 20, but then we want to do something similar with depth step as well, 20. And then we want to do something similar with this one, right? 20? No, not really. I think it's a little bit it's better. But this sucks. Yeah. What the hell? Why are we getting... I thought we were having... thought we were making them... Ah, fuck it, maybe it's just better to do... Yeah, the outlines on the distance becomes quite a lot better actually. Ah, maybe not. Aliased. It's this one I'm the most worried about. It feels like we're losing the outlines way too quick when we're just adding some distance. I really don't... Frame debug enable. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. And there we have it. Oh. Oh, yeah, yes. Oh, we have the same here. That explains it. Same. extremely ugly normals from this one. Yeah, that's what sucks. If we do, let's see here, let's just take a look at the data generation. This data generation sucks. But then if we do anti-aliasing, oh, what the fuck, can't we look at it the same? No, we just have a lot of resolve AA here. And that's unfortunate. I guess we can look at it like this. But then we can't really see it, but we get a little bit more filtered. Still not perfect, but I want to double check. Yeah, my only problem is that the outlines disappear a little bit too quick, but what the fuck. Outline thickness, I just want to take a look at this one real quick. Fuck. Thickness. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna worry about that a little bit later. But let's see here. So what kind of result do we have now? Now we have no anti-aliasing. We still have the problem with the outlines, but hopefully we will be able to solve it. Although, one sec. Outline, smooth step. Alpha based on depth. Is that so? Alpha based on depth. Oh no, not. What do we have? I'm still wondering a little bit why. So we have, like, when we develop these, or when we generate these outlines, we have a nice anti-aliasing going on. One sec. On the shader itself, without the need for additional anti-aliasing here. I'm just trying to figure out, so, like, we have, some pixels have less alpha here. I just want to get to the bottom of it, like, because if we take a look at this one, outline smooth step 1 minus thickness. Thickness is 1 in this case, so we have 0 here. Yeah, never mind. What the fuck? It's, yeah, I get it. So we have 1 here. Oh, we have 0 here, 1 here. Okay, I get it. Because I'm just trying to figure out how we're gonna work with the outlines here. How we're gonna be able to draw them here. But first of all, let's take a look at water. Let's put it like this, and let's go 5. So now we have artifacts with the outlines here as well. That we want to fix that as well. But if we disable the outlines, we no longer have the artifact here. That's good. So it's the resolve AA. I'm just gonna take a note because I definitely need to make an issue out of it. Okay. But yeah, we don't have any more artifacts here. That's beautiful. Now we just need to figure out how to solve it when we have outlines as well. Because the outline pixels, they are actually on top of the character leg, but also on top of this right here. And the hard part here like if we just took the outlines and we changed the changed the depth of it to be equal to the depth of the closest pixel that was involved in making the outline, or no. Then we won't get water here, but we will also not get the correct alpha. Instead we will get, we will be getting this color, I guess, here, which isn't that pretty. Maybe it's not too bad. Maybe it's not too bad. As long as it doesn't smudge later on. Okay, but changing the depth here might not be as easy as I would have liked. Write to depth from shader. Unity. This one I think we read yesterday. Didn't really get a... Here we rely on Shadowcaster. I don't know. C write on test C set L equal. It's not the camera depth texture we want to render to. I think we want to render to... Or, oh yeah, I figured it out. We could do another thing as well. Let's see here. We could do... So what we do in this one right now is we rely on a blend source alpha 1 minus source alpha. We can do this ourselves. So this blend here. And we do... So we read from the source and do the blend ourselves, because if we do that, then we can write a custom value to the alpha channel, and hopefully we can use that alpha channel in the next step. So we can maybe that's the best option. So pretty much we write the outline and we set the alpha to be equal to the outline alpha, and then we do and then in this one, for instance, we check here base color. No, we check, we read if that's not entirely true either. How can we play around with the alpha channel? Because we want to make sure that things behind gets included and things like we want to blur outlines below the water surface, but we don't want to blur outlines above the water surface. We don't want to draw on outlines above the water surface either. But one sec. Actually, I think we can check now. I think we should be able to do. Let's take a look here. I just want to try it real quick. We should be able to check it like this. If we read if, let's see here, bool pixel depth lower than, well, let's see here. pixel in front. Pixel in front of scene. So if pixel is in front of scene and I'm just gonna try pixel color not black is equal to don't we read it somewhere here? Rendered colors. Fuck, I thought we read the current color as well. Maybe we don't. Okay, for now we're gonna do this then. UV center, texel size. Yeah, we do float for pixel color. Now we're gonna read this one twice, but I guess that's okay. Rendered colors, fuck. Yeah, it's pixel color we want. Sampler, and we do UV center. Default blur size, we don't care about this one. Derek, hey, you've been listening while I work, but I got a little busy. What are you working on currently? Still the same thing. We're trying to make this material not affect the outer outlines here, which is a little bit complicated because it has to do with depth and stuff like that. But I'm gonna try a hack here right now. I'm not sure this will solve everything, and we probably even want to oh, what the fuck? Why are we reading LOD here? LOD here? Oh yeah, because we want it there, but we don't want it here. Yeah. Rendered colors. Oh, 1 sec. 253. Huh? Oh yeah, we're not done here. So we have pixel color, and I just want to do a real we're gonna do, let's jump to util math real quick, and I'm gonna do, I don't think we have an average. Let's see here. Average HLSL. Interesting functions. I don't think so. Average. No, probably not. I just want a nice little function that does something like this. Float for average. Float for, or actually it's going to return a float, but it's going to take a float for It might not. We're gonna go with X. That just takes the average and basically what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to check if the color is close enough to black. We're not going to use it. Passing the outline target to the blur shader and just discarding blur pixels if the outline alpha is bigger than 0. Passing the outline target to the blur shader and just discarding blur if the outline alpha is bigger than 0. It's something similar to that we're gonna do later on, but if we want to be able to do that, we need to, currently when we get to the water shader, it doesn't know the alpha of the shader or of the outline. Like, it just gets an image where every pixel has an alpha of 1. So when we're gonna try that to do what you're saying, we're gonna need to do some pre-work or some prep work before it. And even though it succeeds, we also have the problem of, so let's say that we just discard it if the alpha is bigger than 0. So let me see if I can show an example here that makes sense. So for this pixel right here, we have an outline. With that solution, maybe this part of the outline has an alpha of 0.5. We check in the water shader, does this pixel have an outline with an alpha bigger than 0? Yes, it does. Don't include it in the blur. But okay, so now this pixel right here, it has an alpha of 0.5. So we see through it, but that pixel will not be colored by the water eventually. It will actually be colored. So it will have 50% outline color and it will have 50% color of whatever what was behind it before we added the water. So it's a little bit of a, like, how close to perfection do we want to get here? But yeah, we're gonna see how it might look, and then we'll see. So for instance, yeah, you can see here the outlines are actually a little bit brownish because whatever is behind them is brown. Maybe it's even more visible here. So here we have an outline that has almost 50% alpha and it's a little bit brownish. So if we purely go with that solution, check if alpha is bigger than 0, then we will keep these, especially this one. But then when we render the water, which will be blue, these outlines will be brownish. So it will be a little bit of a mismatch. The question is, like, how visible is that really when we're working with this view? Probably not that visible. So we could probably say screw it. But we could also continue on with that solution. So if alpha is bigger than 0, we don't blur it. Then we fetch the alpha and let's make outlines color a global variable in the shader. So then we have the alpha of the outline. So we render the water and then we add the outline in the water shader as well. So it's basically going to be, when we render the scene, we render the scene and then we get to post-processing effects. So then we render the outlines and then we get to items that need the scene color with outlines applied. So what we do then is that we render those and then we refix the outlines if it's needed. I think it will definitely be possible. I'm questioning how many extra computations we're gonna have to add, and I'm also questioning the visual result. But yeah, let's explore it, because I really want to get this in place, because this is going to be part of so many effects in this game. Water, windows, whatever. I really want the outlines to feel like part of the world. I just love the idea of blurring outlines, distorting outlines, everything outlines, yeah. But okay, unrecognized, yes, because we need to fix this one. Let's see. So pixel color not black. We're gonna do a real easy check here, and we're gonna check if average of pixel color dot RGB is less than 0.2 or is bigger than 0.2. So if it's not really black, we're gonna include it, otherwise we don't include it. I guess this will screw up the... Wow. Were I a bit... Was it really that bad? One sec. Is this... Are these actually... Oh, yeah. Run. Yes. We want to do... We want to do... let's just add one of these right now. If or actually if accumulated count is equal to 0, do something else. We're still getting a little bit here. I think that's because this one is not. Oh, no mind. Why are we getting here? Oh, yeah, okay, I get it. Okay, this might actually work. I think we're definitely gonna try and rely on this one. Not exactly this one, but by removing... Actually, let's see. Whoa. Here we also want to do... If this is true, then we do something else. We return this one. Yo, what's up, Fabic? Hope you're having a wonderful Friday so far. And good morning, I guess. Return pixel color. No, not pixel color. What the fuck? There we go. I think we can do this. I think we will get a proper result with this one. Yeah. But this, like this, I wanted to do this because I wanted to highlight... the problems we're gonna get with the water or the outlines. Oh, here we go. We want to do it here as well. Fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think here. Yo, David, have you got your stones ready? Fuck yeah, I do. The Goliath we're gonna meet today, or we are meeting, is the stem outlines and blur effects. But yeah, we're gonna continue. I just need to run AFK real quick. So, brb. Okay, backstory about that. So let's take a look. What do we have? Oh yeah, we need... The problem is... we also... Okay, so we need to pass the outline's depth, and we need to pass the outlines alpha. Because if we take a look at this one, we have some water here, going here. So pretty much we want the outlines to have the same depth as the... So for each outline we're using a kernel of 3 times 3, so we want to set the depth value of that pixel to be the one with the biggest depth value, or like we want to set the outline pixel depth value to be equal to the one, to have the same pixel depth value as the one pixel in the kernel that is closest to the camera. So for instance, this pixel right here, its depth value is actually from the ground behind the person, but it's pretty clear here that it actually belongs to the character. So when we do the current outlines, we need to keep track of... we need to add that information in some way. But one sec. I wonder if I'm doing this the wrong way around. Like, is there... Could we in some way... Could we in some way... Like, could we, instead of rendering these objects after we have drawn the outlines, could we render these objects before we have drawn the outlines and make them affect the outlines data in some way? That would be extremely cool, I think. But... yeah, I want to try this real quick. So if we just do a transparent... fuck it, let's do it. Let's do this, and let's add. But then again, let's try it. So let's add a 3D plane. 0, 0, 0. And then I want to add a new shader. We're gonna do some environment shader. Fuck, if we could make this work, we could probably add MXAA back. I will see. Can I copy one instead? Do we have one that isn't too much of a... Let's take this one. Terrain, experimental water. Experimental water, but we're gonna clean this up a bit. We're gonna do transparent, transparent. Same with Q, and we're not gonna have this light mode. I don't know what the fuck is going on there, but oh yeah, I do. But one sec. Let's see how it looks right now. Okay, I thought we were putting it a little bit plain. I do 0.6. Okay. Yes, it's okay. What we're gonna do instead is we don't wanna work with, in this one we don't want to work with blend, what is it, source alpha 1 minus source alpha, and then we don't want to work with the with this texture, we actually want to work with the one Unity provides. So forward renderer, do we have it somewhere around here? Depth, texture, opaque texture, this one right here. Downsampling none. I don't know if let's see what it's available as. Opaque, texture, Unity, opaque. There we go. Okay, so it's available as camera opaque texture. Fuck yeah. So in experimental, instead we're gonna do camera opaque texture and camera opaque texture. And now we have a little bit of a problem because we use this one rendered colors here, so we're gonna replace actually and sampler render colors. Ah, did I forget to? Okay. Okay, then we're back, and I also, what did I say? 0.5. 0.5. Okay, and now we're not using that texture anymore. So I think love this. So what we should be able to do now is plane hell yeah, we can still do everything we did previously, but the outlines will not be included anymore. So if we do kernel size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, we blur whatever is below, but not the outlines. And what I wonder is, can we add something here that, like, can we distort the... the worst part is that we use... Fuck. Yeah, the problem here is that we use depth as well. So we're gonna have to... But I wonder what it would look like without depth. Or if we can change the depth, I don't know. Or... I just want to see what happens if we do something like this as well. Terrain, experimental water. Let's do cell shade, lit shader. In this one we have something like, yeah, we have Shadowcaster. Yeah, maybe we want to fuck this one up as well, or add it, but we're gonna focus on this one for now. So we do, but we don't want to blur here. Let's just do, I want to try if this one works first of all. So we're gonna do, let's remove this one. And let's just return black. But an alpha of 1. Yeah, so now we don't get any, now we get an outline here and not, still, is this depth based? What the fuck? Okay, we have an error. Variance, yes. Variance, what the am I still using variance here? That's not nice. And okay, vertex shader output input. Frame debugger enable, and let's see, data generation, yeah. So not right now we're just cutting out whatever is below here, we just cut it out. But what the hell would happen if, yo, welcome back Cooler SK. What would happen instead of setting this one to black, we blur the shit out of it. Or yeah, we don't want to, yeah, we want to blur it this time around. So let's do, so do pixel color. I don't care about pixel color right now. Rendered color, accumulated count. Yeah, we want to do all of this. We want to do this, but not this. Rendered color, but. Yeah, it's not this one we want to use here. We actually want to use the normal shader. Cooler SK looks fine to me. I want the outlines underneath. Definitely want the outlines. I mean, I think I want the outlines. Yeah, I think I do. This looks pretty good as well, actually. But like, I want outlines underwater as well. And hey, what the fuck is happening here? Oh yeah, are we still doing? Yeah, experimental water. Pixel depth 291. UV center 297. Oh, did I? Still hate this, or I don't understand it. Yeah, this is not exactly what we want to do. Of course, we can go back to talking about Doomsday weapons instead. Please no. Fuck Doomsday weapons. How the fuck are we getting this shit here? Oh yeah, we're getting it because we're doing this check up here. I don't want to do this check here. There we go. Much better. Now we just... What? Interesting. Is it actually so fucking expensive to do this here? Okay, no, there's something else. Oh, is it so expensive actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're gonna keep it at 0 right now, but okay. We don't blur the outlines here, which makes it look a little bit weird when we do... One sec. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. When we do this. Okay, so if we do 1, Okay, so we get this. Yeah, I guess we're adding outlines there. But what I want to do is I'm going to put this one up here. What the fuck? That's true. Okay. I mean, we still have the depth normals here. That's what we're seeing, but I don't like it. Looks pretty good. Although I fucking hate the performance loss we're getting here. It's not too bad. Okay, but let's see. So what I'm wondering now is, yeah, we're still getting outlines from the depth, but that's okay, I guess. Are we? Yeah, here we are. I wonder if we can... What happens if we blur here? So actually we don't want to read... We don't want to read camera opaque texture here. We want to read... We want to read... Normal texture, something normal texture. We want to read... We want to read outlines data. So I wonder what kind of outlines we get if we now start fuck, I thought we were gonna get the hell? Something. Oh, why we're not? I don't get this at all. Experiment 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, maybe we'd need to do. I would like to try and blur this, but for some reason we're not. Rendered color, sample texture, LOD, outlines data. Isn't this one set at this point? Yeah, that's true. So what if we do forward render outlines data generation before rendering transparency? No. Okay. But that's not true either. Oh, fuck. Oh, how do I want to do this? We want to do it before rendering transparency. Render Q2000. Why, oh why don't I have access to... So outlines data outlines data generation. We actually do this one. So we do these, and then it's time for, yeah, that's true. So geometry, maybe if we do 255s, like this one. No, that's not true. It's a little bit of a, it's quite weird because we want to utilize this texture, and we also want to write to it. So then we draw this one. It's still a little bit weird here. Outlines data generation. Kudos K, I need to get back into mood and work on my stuff. Yes, you do. I wonder how weird this, what I'm trying to do here actually is. So we can definitely write to it, but there seems to be a problem with reading from it. What the fuck? This looks like, according to this one, we can read from it, right? Because we just return whatever this is, and that works. So if this works, why doesn't this one work? Or am I missing something? Mm. Oh, 1 sec. What the fuck am I doing? Have I been changing the wrong material this whole time? Hmm. What the fuck? Why? Why? Won't this work? I gotta check out. What the fuck is it called? Outline, data generation, camera color target, camera depth target. Okay. Back to front. Sorting criteria, common, transparent. Ooh. I don't know that this helps. It's weird. After rendering transparents, after rendering opaques. Yo, what's up, Luva? Happy Friday. How's everything going? Pretty slow today, actually. And yes, it's shader time. Unfortunately, not that interesting of a shader time. We're working with the render pipeline, trying to get some shaders to run at certain points so we can get some nice underwater looking outlines. But it's not working my way, so to speak. It's not going my way. What I don't understand here is that we can do... the fuck? We can do this. We can do this to override it. One sec. Fuck. Yeah, like we can control the output, but it seems like we can't read the input, and that sucks. Why? Draw settings. Should we use... I wonder what would happen if we do... Okay, shader tag, rendering data, sorting criteria, rendering data. Maybe we want to render the opaques first and then we render the transparents. Yeah, I think so. I wonder if it's enough with this. Let's try it. Got it. Well, big congrats on making it to this stage, though. Appreciate it. Slowly but surely. So I wonder if we want to do sorting criteria dot common opaque, and then we do common transfer. I wonder if it's the draw settings or colors. It might be this one that controls. I wonder if we can do this rendering data. Okay, we do common opaque, and then we do. I'm not an execute command buffer CMD. I guess. And then we do draw settings, common, transparent. What the fuck did we have previously here? We had common transparent previously. Sorting criteria. No, I don't think it's this one, unfortunately. But let's just see what kind of result we get here. I want to see this blur, but I don't even think, even though we can make this blur, we will maybe this might actually work. I wonder. Nah, but then we're gonna... it should work. If we can get to reading the... guess let's just do this. Fuck that. Common transparent. We need to fix... Get temporary RT, configure target, configure clear. We want to work with color results, filtering, rendering data, filtering settings, render queue range all. Here we go. Filtering settings. Let's do this. Private filtering settings. Filtering settings opaque. Private filtering settings transparent. Oops. Create two of these. One opaque, one transparent, and then we do dot opaque, dot transparent. And fuck, now I want to copy this one again. We're just filtering settings. Filtering settings opaque. And then I wonder if, so we draw the renders. I wonder if we want to do execute command buffer CMD. And then we want to do draw renders, filtering settings transparent. Like what I'm trying to get at here, I don't know how wrong I might have gotten this, but basically when we render to the outline data using transparent objects, we want the previous render of the opaque objects to the outlines data texture to be available to us. So we draw the opaque first, then we execute the command buffer. So I hope this will actually update our render texture. And then when we do this, we have access to this information, but I don't know. Nah. Fuck it. Let's do. Forget this. Yeah, I think we're just reading a black color here at this point. Okay, can I get it? Can I get around this in some way? I'm very interested in this solution as well, but unfortunately I don't think it's going to work for us right now. Okay, so back to procedural water. Okay, one sec, what's going on now? Okay. Come on. Oh yeah, we do a lot of bad checks here right now. Render scene color dependent object. No. Terrain procedural water. Yeah, we do a lot of fucked up checks here. Okay, that's okay, that's good. We just want to make sure that okay, it's up here we're having water actually. Okay. Yo, what's up, SB? Okay, let's do this. Pixel in front of scene, remove this one. We don't care about this one. Okay, there we go. I love this, to be able to blur the outlines like this. But blurring it currently screws up this, and that's what we're trying to fix. And we're gonna go back to the initial approach. So that is, when we draw the outlines, we wanna add some data to the alpha channel, which we can use in the water shader later on, or in every transparent object later on, to figure out if this outline should be under the water or not. Yeah, I think it's easy. Or yeah, maybe not. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. We're gonna do. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to change the. Okay, so what we do in, let's see, render scene color dependent object. So what we do here, first of all, is that we take whatever we have in the camera color right now, target, we just bleed it into render colors target handler identifier. Just straight up. Take whatever color we have for each pixel and put it in rendered colors. The problem is that rendered colors right now, it has I don't even know if this is possible, but right now it has an alpha. Let's see. It has an alpha of 1 for each pixel, because I don't think we, or I'm pretty sure it does. And one of those reasons are because in our outlines shader, we have made our outlines shader be blend source alpha 1 minus source alpha. So what if we instead remove this blend? Let's see what happens then. Makes wonder if it makes, so whatever we output here, we just yeah, of course it makes sense, because we always output the outline color, and when we render it to scene, yeah. So what we want to do here is we actually want to read the input, and then again, so in the outline shader, where do we have it? It's called render scene color effect, I think. So here we do a blit settings effect material. This is our outline material. We do temporary buffer into camera color target and apply this one. So our temporary buffer is whatever the scene color is before the normals. So we want to read this one in the outline shader. So instead of doing a blend source alpha 1 minus source alpha here, we just want to do a blend where we take just output destination, and we want to do the blend ourselves. So temporary buffer, I think when we do a blit like this, scriptable render pass blit, scriptable render pass Unity. We have quite an old, yeah, we're probably in this on this one. So what do we have? Do we have blit? Source, can we get some information? Okay, I'm just gonna take blit Unity. I'm just gonna take this information and hope that it applies for us. So source is a main text within the shader. So if we do this, we can also do outlines shader, texture 2D sampler outlines data, but we also want to sample texture 2D main text. So this is just a color we have. What the fuck? There we go. So what we're gonna do after everything here is done, we're gonna do, so we calculate the outlines color here, and before we return something, we're gonna do the blend ourselves. So it's gonna look like float 4 main text color. We sample the main text at the middle. So let's just try this first. We're gonna return main text color, see what we get. So hopefully instead of a black screen we get, yeah, I don't like the purple either. Main text. Yeah, there we go. Just gray. This is not at all what I wanted to see. Okay, so do we not have access to that one? So if we do graphics.blit, then we get access to it as main text, but if we don't, it seems like we're not getting it. And that sucks. Extremely weird. Okay, we can do a hack, which I don't... Not a big fan of it, but we could use... I think we could use... I think we could use camera opaque texture instead. If this doesn't work, however, there we go. And I think this one is pretty much... I think this one is good. Okay, so now we want to do a alpha 1 minus, or we want to do an, what is it? Alpha source 1 minus source blend. Actually, I think we have it in terrain procedural water. I think we have it here. I think it's this. Terrain base color, rendered color. Yeah, source alpha. Alpha we don't care about, but do we use A here? Yeah, we do it here. So what we do here is outline.a, but fuck me, yeah, outline is just an alpha. So we do outline main text color A 1 minus final color. This one is color RGB times fuck, am I messing something up here? Rendered color RGB, rendered color main text color. Oh yeah, because then we want to output color. Then we want to output return float 4 color 1.0. So now we output 1 in the alpha channel. My hope is that we can output whatever data we want here and later use it. Previously we did output the outline alpha, and that was because after we output this we do a source alpha 1 minus source blend. Yes. One question though, I don't think, does this one look as nice as the previous one? Hate this. I think it's okay. Okay, and let's see what happens if we output, we choose, if we do 0.0 here, we should still render as, I hope. Yeah, we still render as we would. But what I hope now is that when we fetch this one, when we fetch it in experimental water, where do we have it? Plane. When we fetch this one here, I wonder why we can't see it. But when we fetch the outlines values here later on, I hope that we have some data to work with. Extremely weird that we don't. Terrain, procedural water, what do we have here? Why am I not seeing this one? Oh yes, one sec. Yeah, we're not seeing this one. I thought. There we go, and I want to switch this one to procedural water. There we go. The outline here is still a little bit fucked, but if we do rendered color, not rendered color, but we want pixel color, And then we do if pixel color dot alpha is bigger than 0.0, then we return something, otherwise we return else. Or otherwise we return pure white. Return pixel color. Yes, and then in outlines we change yes. Here we want to return outline. I thought. If pixel color is bigger than 0, we return pixel color, otherwise 1. Yeah, I think this is where we're fucked, because I think when we read from here, I think I'm a little bit skeptical about outlines. I'm uncertain if whatever alpha we output here actually gets used here. I don't think it does. Yo, what's up, Fabric? Don't you have to take the grass shader also into account? I don't know. Not in this specific case, I don't think. We're working with... I might be wrong, but we're only... Like, this is only related to transparent objects. Like, how we want the outlines to appear behind transparent objects. I'm pretty sure this alpha, whatever alpha we're writing here, doesn't get used here. Which sucks. So, one sec. Render scene color effect. Render scene color dependent objects. Color format. I don't know. RGA. Color format. What does this one return? Render texture format. ARGB 32, right? Fabric, don't... no, I'm not mad. But I would worry about this issue now. You're going to add so much more, so we'll have to revisit this. I would worry about this when the water is fully finished. But we can't really fully finish the water unless we get this in place. Because we want to use... like water blurring and distortion and stuff like that on the outlines. And like I'm pretty sure like the changes we're doing now won't have any effect on the grass, I don't think. Yo, what's up, Eric? I watch the replays almost every day. I appreciate it. I just wanted to say that I'm super impressed by your perseverance and code talent. Thank you. Thank you once again. Appreciate it. And thank you. Yeah, hopefully we can make the water look nice. So this is where we're at, Fabric. I'm gonna try and explain it because look here, I might be overlooking something, so you might be correct. But like right now we want to render the water, and water will be transparent. So we want to render things underneath the water surface. And if we don't have outlines, the way you usually do this is that you render all the opaque objects first in a scene, and then you render the transparent objects. So the transparent objects will blend on top of the opaque objects, right? We have a little bit of a special case though, because we have outlines that we take into account. So what we do instead is that we render opaque objects, we render transparent objects, and then we render outlines, and then we render some specific objects that needs the outlines. So these are a specific case of transparent objects that also want the outlines, and they are rendered pretty much as a post-processing effect. And we want to do them after we have rendered the outlines because we want to be able to distort the outlines. So the changes we are making now are only affecting those objects. So the objects using the outline texture. Yeah. Yeah, like I'm always like I say hopefully because I'm always open to the fact that I might be understanding something wrong. One sec, I just got a phone call here. I just need to check so it isn't something important. No, nothing important. I mean, you will add some underwater vegetation, animals, etc. Won't they affect the outline shader? So underwater vegetation is going to be an opaque object. So it will be rendered. It will be included in the texture we're working with now by default. Every opaque object is. Like the underwater vegetation will pretty much be like handled exactly like the outline itself, or like this ground here. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we're okay, but it's good to keep in mind. But this, where were we? Let's see here. Yeah. I'm wondering if, yeah, we changed this one. It still doesn't work right. Because the problem here is, okay, so the outlines, we run the outlines. We do it in render scene color effect. This is where we render the outlines. We do blit from camera color target to temporary buffer. And then we do a blit from temporary buffer to camera color target here. And I was hoping that we would be having an alpha channel here. Or actually, yeah, maybe this one doesn't. But what the fuck? What? One sec. One sec. Ooh, yes. Okay, so only transparent objects are an issue, so no jellyfish and no bubbles. Yeah, it's a problem of, like, I want outlines to be affected by transparent objects, but what if you have a transparent object that has outlines behind a transparent object that has outlines? So somewhere we have to draw the line, because, yeah, it's weird, but we might be able to make it work, actually. I will be able to make it work. Gotta stay optimistic. But this one right here, I think we're screwing this one up. Or actually, we're doing something that is very, we don't need to do. Like, we could, yeah, we could take this one. Like, we could render to this object within this one and it would be okay. I think. One sec. So, camera color target to do I want to screw this up? Ooh, I want to try this. So what I want to do now is, within this one, when we do render scene color effect, I want to render to, like, I want to render to this one within here. So we're gonna do this pre-pass here. I'm just gonna say screw it. We're not gonna do this pre-pass. We're not gonna do it here. That is. Instead, we're gonna do camera color target. And then we add one of these here. Render scene color effect. On camera setup, camera color target. We already do that, beautiful. And then configure. Temporary texture descriptor, get temporary RT, temporary buffer. And then we do this one as well. Get temporary RT. Okay. And then in execute, we want to do this as well, but so we're gonna do this one as well. It looks a little bit like a mess right now, but yeah. Hey, don't we have... Oh, we don't have a on-camera cleanup here. That's bad. That's really bad. So we want to release this one, but we also want to release... we don't need to release anything here. Or actually... temporary buffer. I would like to be able to... question mark. Okay, so what we do now, now I wonder, so camera color target, we put it into render color targets handle identifier. But not just yet. I wonder if we can mix this one even more. Do we need this one? So if we blit camera color target into this one, I wonder if we can do this. So we do this, we do temporary buffer into rendered colors target handler, but we add settings here, so we're gonna add outlines to it. Hopefully this one is a texture with an alpha channel, so we're gonna keep the alpha. And then we do, so we apply the outlines here, and what we do in the end then is we remove from here and we go identifier and then to camera color target. So we take whatever we have in the camera color right now at this stage in the pipeline, we put it in temporary buffer, and we only use a temporary buffer here because you can't blit them from and to the same target, which sucks. So then we take what we have in temporary buffer and we blit it into rendered colors, but we apply outlines. And in the end, we take whatever we have in rendered colors and we blit it back into camera color target. So we just added a extra middle step because we want to save this one into this texture, but we want to save it with an alpha channel. Okay, so this is what I want to see. Fuck yeah, this is what I want to see. Okay, we're getting closer. And then... so if we return 0 here, then we get it on all, beautiful. If we return outline, we get it like this. And if we return 1, we get this. Okay, great. Great. So now we actually have some information to work with. Now we have the alpha channel to work with in the water shader. Previously, we did not. So what happens if we set outline here? Do Could we get thinner outlines here? I don't know. Let's do lerp between 0 and outline, and here we do some test flag. I think test flag A. Undeclared identifier. Test flag A. Ooh. Yeah, I'm in the wrong one. Try and proceed with water. One sec. Ah, it's here we want test flag A. But I also want to do. Is that actually what I want to test? Lerp outline test flag A. Yeah, probably. But I also want to try this one. Pixel color A is bigger than test flag A. I think. Now we're losing. Or are we? Ah. Fuck, am I thinking about this correct? So if pixel color A is bigger than, I think we just want to do, if test pixel color A is bigger than 0, if it's bigger than 0, then we have an outline, so then we just do pixel color, otherwise we do 1. Okay, I think this is good. But here's the problem I'm talking about. We can see, like, I wonder if we can fix this. If pixel color A, here we know that it's an outline. So what I want to do here is, I think we can solve this. But it's gonna be ugly and take some time. But because we can see here that these outlines, they should be like they are partially transparent, but they are transparent towards the ground color that was there before. I don't know how visible it is on stream, but we want to make them transparent to whatever new, this white one here. So I guess we're gonna do something like, let's just do float or color is equal to 1, 1, 1, 1. Ooh, I can almost feel like the end of this right now, because I think we have it figured out, and it's gonna be exciting. Let's see. Okay, so we go color 1111. So this is the color we want to render this one. If we notice that pixel color A is bigger than test flag A, but actually just bigger than 0. So if pixel color A, rendered pixel color, yeah, we're gonna rename this one pixel color. Rendered pixel color. So if rendered pixel color alpha channel is bigger than 0, then we know that it's an outline here. And so we want to if this is true, okay, so if this is true, if it's not true, then we want to blend it in a certain way. I think we want to blend it like this. Otherwise, terrain base color. Let's try this. Okay, we have some terrain-based color, render color A. Yeah, we can't rely on this one anymore. That sucks. This one has changed. So previously this one was just 1. Yeah. Or 1.0. I think. Can we see we have some issue here which we hopefully can fix, but now we can see the ground below, right? Great. And what happens if we do 5? Yeah, we blur everything except